Hello students. Today, we are going to learn about a famous poem called Strange Meeting by Wilfred Owen. Wilfred Owen was a British poet and soldier during World War I. He wrote many poems about the war because he fought in it himself. His poems often talk about the pain and suffering of soldiers, as well as the cruelty of war. Wilfred Owen wrote A Strange Meeting to show people the truth about war. Many people in his time thought war was noble and heroic. They believed it was an honor to die for your country. But Owen had experienced war firsthand, and he knew it was full of pain and suffering. He wanted to show people the reality of war, not just the stories of bravery and victory that people often hear. In the poem, the narrator or speaker is a soldier. He has recently died, and he finds himself in a dark, silent place. This place seems to be underground, like a tunnel. As he walks, he sees other soldiers who are also dead. Some of them are awake, and some of them are still asleep. He keeps walking until he meets one particular soldier. This soldier is his enemy, someone he fought against. But instead of hating each other, they begin to talk and understand each other. Explanation of A Strange Meeting by Wilfred Owen. The first line of the poem says, "It seemed that out of battle I escaped." This means that the speaker feels as if he has just come out of a fight or battle. The word escaped here suggests that he was able to get away from something dangerous or frightening. But, as we read further, we understand that he did not actually escape. He is not alive. He is dead. He has escaped from the battle of life, but is now in another strange, quiet place. Then the speaker says he is down some profound dull tunnel. The word profonde here means very deep. It is not a normal tunnel but a deep, dark, and quiet place. It feels lonely and sad. The word dull means it is not bright or lively. It is a place without any color or joy. It is a place where dead soldiers go, far away from the noise and violence of the battlefield. Next, the speaker describes how he sees other soldiers in this strange place. He says that, "There by his dead smile I knew we stood in hell." This line is powerful. When he says, dead smile, he is talking about a smile that has no life or happiness in it. It is a sad and empty smile. And by seeing this, the speaker realizes that they are in hell. Hell is a place of suffering and sadness, often thought to be where people go after they die. But Owen's hell is different. It is not a place of fire and punishment. It is a quiet, dark place filled with the sadness of dead soldiers. The speaker goes on to talk about this soldier he meets in hell. This soldier is actually an enemy soldier. In war, they fought against each other as they were enemies. But here, in this quiet and sad place, they are not enemies anymore. They are just two human beings who both suffered and died in the war. The soldier the speaker meets begins to talk. He says, "I am the enemy you killed, my friend." This line is very powerful and surprising. The dead soldier calls the speaker my friend. Even though they were enemies in life, here in death, he calls him a friend. This shows us that the soldiers have put aside their hatred and anger. They now see each other as humans who suffered the same pain and sorrow. War has ended their lives, and they feel connected by their shared suffering. The dead soldier goes on to explain his feelings. He says, "I am the enemy you killed, my friend." He remembers that he was killed in the war. He knows that the speaker was the one who killed him. But he does not feel angry or hateful. Instead, he feels sad. He has lost his life because of the war. He says that he could have done many things in life if he had not died so young. He could have written poems, like Wilfred Owen, or done other things to help people. He talks about the pity of war. The word pity here means a feeling of sadness and sympathy. The dead soldier is not angry about the war. He is just deeply sad because it has caused so much suffering and loss. As the two soldiers talk, they begin to understand each other's pain and sadness. They realize that they are both victims of war. The speaker starts to feel the same sadness and regret that the dead soldier feels. They both understand that war is something terrible. It destroys lives, dreams, and happiness. In the end, they see each other not as enemies but as friends who understand each other's suffering. In one part of the poem, the dead soldier says, "I would have poured my spirit without stint." The word stint here means to hold back or limit. The soldier is saying that if he had lived, he would have given his energy and creativity freely, without holding back. He wanted to live fully and do good things. But because of the war, he did not get a chance to live his life. Then, he says, but not through wounds, not on the cess of war. Here, the word cess means a tax or something bad that has to be paid. He is saying that he did not want to suffer and die because of the attacks of war. He did not want his life to be taken away by the violence and destruction of war. He wanted to live a peaceful life, not a life of pain and suffering. Towards the end of the poem, the speaker realizes the true horror of war. He understands that war does not just kill people, it also kills hope, dreams, and the chance to live a happy life. He feels a deep sadness because he knows that war has taken away so many beautiful things from so many people. It has caused so much pain and sorrow. The speaker feels pity, not just for himself, but for everyone who has been hurt by the war. In the last part of the poem, Owen uses a line that has become very famous. He writes, "Let us sleep now." This line is gentle and peaceful. It suggests that the two soldiers, who were once enemies, are now at peace with each other. They are no longer fighting. They are no longer angry. They are ready to rest together, side by side. It is a sad but peaceful ending to their story. They have found peace, not in life, but in death. Themes of the poem. The first theme in A Strange Meeting by Wilfred Owen is the horror of war. The poet shows us how terrible war is. He describes the pain and suffering of soldiers, both during and after the battle. The poem makes us feel sorry for the soldiers and angry about the cruelty of war. The second theme is the inhumanity of enemies. Owen shows us that soldiers on both sides of the war are just people. They are not truly enemies, they are just forced to fight. The speaker and the dead man could have been friends in another life, but war turned them into enemies. The third theme is a regret. The dead man talks about what he could have done if he had not died in the war. He could have written poems, made the world better, or lived a happy life. But war took all of that away from him. This shows us that war destroys not just lives, but also dreams and potential. The structure of the poem. The poem Strange Meeting by Wilfred Owen is written in iambic pentameter. This means each line has 10 syllables, with a pattern of unstressed and stressed syllables. For example, it seemed that out of battle I escaped. This rhythm gives the poem a steady, flowing sound. However, the poem does not have a regular rhyme scheme. Some lines rhyme, but not all of them. This makes the poem feel natural, like someone is speaking to us. The poem is also written in one long stanza. This creates a feeling of continuity, as if the story is unfolding without any breaks. Language and imagery. Wilfred Owen uses many powerful words and images in this poem. Let us look at some examples. The profound dull tunnel creates a strong image of the afterlife. It makes us imagine a dark, endless passage that is both scary and mysterious. The encumbered sleepers give us a picture of dead soldiers lying still, weighed down by death. This shows us the physical and emotional burden of war. The dead smile of the enemy is a very haunting image. It shows us the sadness and regret of someone who has lost everything because of war. Owen also uses contrast in the poem. For example, the dead man calls the speaker "my friend" even though he is an enemy. This contrast makes us think deeply about the nature of war and humanity. Conclusion. Strange Meeting is a powerful poem by Wilfred Owen that teaches us important lessons about war and humanity. It reminds us that war is not just about victory and loss. It is about real people who suffer and die. It also shows us that enemies are not so different from each other. They are all human beings with dreams, hopes, and fears. I hope this explanation has helped you understand the poem. Remember, if you still have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your studies.